I think that's kind of the beginning of being faithful to God, is considering, remembering, be reminded of the great things God has done for us because of who He is. Hey Grace family, and welcome back to our midweek check-in. So I want to start off looking back at last Sunday and just say thank you to Casey for sharing the word with us last week. We looked at Hebrews chapter 12 and the first 3 verses and kind of the overall theme of being faithful in our walk with Christ and kind of taking off the weights or laying aside some of the weight that kind of gets in the way of that. And so looking to apply that to my own life, I found myself in 1 Samuel chapter 12, and I wanted to read through that and kind of reiterate some of the things that Casey shared with us, but also give us just one practical way to live that out on top of what he shared with us Sunday. So this is 1 Samuel chapter 12. It's Samuel's farewell address, so we've kind of got some concluding remarks, but I want to read verses 19 through 24 quick. It says, "And all the people said to Samuel, 'Pray for your servants to the Lord your God, that we may not die, for we have added to all our sins this evil, to ask for ourselves a king.' And Samuel said to the people, 'Do not be afraid. You have done all this evil, yet do not turn aside from following the Lord, but serve the Lord with all your heart. And do not turn aside after empty things that cannot profit or deliver, for they are empty. For the Lord will not forsake His people for His great name's sake, because it has pleased the Lord to make you a people for Himself. Moreover, as for me, far be it from me that I should sin against the Lord by ceasing to pray for you, and I will instruct you in the good and right way.'" So here's what the good and right way is, verse 24. "Only fear the Lord and serve Him faithfully with all your heart." So if we look back on verse 21, we're talking about the idea of being faithful to the Lord. This is what faithful to the Lord does not look like, and it's verse 21. It says, "Do not turn aside after empty things that cannot profit or deliver, for they are empty." And again, that's what Casey was kind of talking about, is taking that weight off. He used the illustration of entertainment and screen time and TV time. Don't turn to those things because they're empty. They don't give us anything. They can't provide for us anything. So don't do that. Instead, here's what we are to do in verse 24. "Only fear the Lord and serve Him faithfully." And so when I get to think about that, okay, what does it look like to serve the Lord faithfully? I think this verse answers it when it finishes. So verse 24, "Only fear the Lord and serve Him faithfully with all your heart, for consider what great things He has done for you." I think that's kind of the beginning of being faithful to God, is considering, remembering, be reminded of the great things God has done for us because of who He is. When I think of that in my own life, just being a young dad, there was a moment recently with one of my daughters. She's had a hard time with something, and I was tired and exhausted, but I paused and I took advantage of the moment to be present with her, to walk her through that, and to just let her know that she's loved and I'm here to help. And you fast forward a few minutes later, the circumstance done. The rest of that day, she was just glued to me. She's like a magnet. She wanted to be my best friend. Why? Is because she had experienced something I had done for her. Because of who I was in the moment, I was able to showcase Christ to her. And I think being faithful to God is so simple in that if we remember the great things that God does for us, it's as easy as when my daughter just wanted to be with me because I had done something so great in her eyes, and it was such a small thing. But with us in our walk with Christ, when we pause, when we don't focus on the things that are empty, we don't focus on the things of the world, but we consider the great things God has done for us because of who He is. That builds up a motivation that's just natural to be faithful. It's like, wow, God, I can't believe how great you are. I just want to be with you. I want to serve you. I want to be faithful to you. So that's my encouragement for you this week. Wherever you find yourself, whatever kind of things you have to work through, make sure you are pausing and considering the great things He's done. Open His Word, find out, remember, be reminded of His greatness and who He is. So looking ahead into this next Sunday, we are starting our new series, our new vision series, Level 3, which is invite them alongside you to learn from Christ together. This week's going to be a big overview week, and then we'll give a little example at the end of what that looks like. But come alongside us this Sunday at 9 a.m. and let's learn what it looks like to invite others in to learning from Christ together. So thank you so much, church. You have a great week, and we'll see you at 9 a.m.